Hi guys, this painting is going to be of Thanos from Guardians of the Galaxy. As you can see, we started with a black canvas. I've just laid on top a piece of transfer paper. Now I'm going to add the image on top of that we want to paint, and what we do, we then draw around all the edges of this image, and that pushes through onto the transfer paper and lays an image on the canvas underneath. Now once this is taped down, we're going to draw around all the edges of the image with a red pen. As you'll see when I start this will start pushing the white transfer paper down onto the canvas and give us an image when we've finished. Now I'm starting to go around all the edges with a red pen. Now I'm using a red pen because it's easier to see. As you can see, we can see this quite easily, which will help us when we've got loads of lines all over the paper, because it does get very complicated to see where you've been. Now don't use too much pressure, just drawing on like you would normally draw a right with a pen. This is quite a good process as this pushes white onto the canvas underneath, which when we take this off you'll see. There's a Dropbox link in the description below if you want to use these files. I've put all the images in of previous paintings I've done as well, so you can print these out, have a go yourself. Okay, so that's transferred quite well. And we can see all the lines that we've gone over. Okay, we've got to go around where we put the paint, because there is a lot of lines, but I don't see a problem with that. So now I've started painting. So what I've done, I used black with just a small amount of white, just to give us a grey look. It's a dark grey, the camera's making it look a lot lighter, but when it dries it will be darker. And then we're following our image that we took off as of where to put the colours we want. We start dark and we move towards light. Okay, so we jumped the filming slightly. As you can see, we're coming to the end of this colour now. It will need another coat, just to give it some body, because you'll see the black coming through from underneath. But once it's had another coat, it'll look quite solid. And then we'll progress with the next colour, which again will be slightly lighter, adding a little bit more white. Okay, so we start with the next colour now. It's a little bit lighter. It actually looks lighter than it is because the camera's making it look like that. But once it dries, it will darken up. Now it's next to the previous colour, which is generally how we're going to work our way through the painting. The next colour will go next to the previous one. Okay, so this colour's almost done now. As you can see above where we previously went, it started to dry. So now it looks a bit darker. It's blending in a bit better. I did have a slight camera issue, which we ran out of memory, so we sort of stop around here. But you get the idea. Okay, so we're on to another colour now, lighter again. And the same thing will happen, it'll tone down and blend in once it starts to dry. Well, it's starting to take shape now. As you can see, this is the final colour we'll be putting on before we do the black. Blacks around the eyes, the shaded areas, and then we'll add the background. So it's really starting to take shape now. These are just a few highlights that I'm putting on, and we are almost ready for the blacks and the background. So this is the black that I'm putting on now. There's a very slight amount of white in it, just to make it slightly lighter than black. But the camera's making it look very bright. When that starts to dry, you'll get an idea of how it should look, which you'll see in a minute when I cut the camera. There we go, you can see the black up the top of his head now, and around his eyes are starting to dry. It gives it some definition. We're almost ready for the background colour, which I think is going to be sort of a light purpley blue colour. I think that's what we'll go with. There we go, all finished. If you did like this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up and look out for any future videos. Thanks for watching.